One quick note before we get started. This is going to be an episode about bluebirds. And there is an incident that happened to me at work with the bird that I call Buddy. He's the redwing blackbird that you've seen in some of my digital shorts or the YouTube shorts on the vertical videos, and a time or two a while back on some of the wide angle videos, where he pretty much follows me anytime I leave the building to go out for lunch. He leaves the building and follows me and flies practically over my head. Well, on the way out yesterday, 2 times I had my back turned to him and he flies right into the back of my head, which he's never done before, and I felt his claws hit me on the back of my head. I don't know if he was just demanding to be fed, or if right now during the breeding season he's just so charged up that he wanted to make sure that I knew what the pecking order was. But anyways, that was kind of neat. And then yesterday and today, he pretty much flew like he was going to land, and I would turn around and hold my hand out in case he wanted to land on my hand. And he didn't try to like ram into me or anything. He just kind of like flapped, got really close. I could reach up and pretty much touch him, and then he would follow me out. I would put the seed out. He would jump down and eat. So I just wanted to share that with you because that was kind of a cool thing. And then some folks at work saw him doing that, and it was pretty cool. So now we're going to talk about the bluebird, because it's a bird that we don't see a lot, but it's really cool when we do. It's got kind of a blue hue, not like this guy. This is a blue jay, and not like this guy. That's an indigo bunting. They're both blue, but that's not the bluebird we're talking about. We're talking about the eastern bluebird in our case. The eastern bluebird is one of North America's most beloved backyard birds, but they are being outcompeted by invasive species of birds. The one that comes to my mind is the starling, the European starling. The European starling is very aggressive. There's just countless times that I've put out seed for the birds and just had like 100 of them all land at once and totally decimate the bird feeder. I've had them build nests in my dryer vent before, and a bunch of hay and straw sticking out where the dryer is supposed to be venting, and I could reach up in there and just pull out a ton of straw. I even had one time that starlings were building a nest in my grill. I hadn't opened it up for a month or two, and when I opened it up, it was just completely full of hay and feathers, and it was pretty gross and hard to clean out. So they were out competing the bluebird, and I think from what I've read doing a little research for this segment, that the bluebird, the eastern bluebird, and in general the bluebirds in North America are making a comeback because people are putting out house boxes, and I hope to put up a graphic of what size box and what size entry hole that's good to use for them, and it kind of helps them along. So I'll just kind of leave this right here, and maybe I'll be able to find a good graphic that explains that and hold it out for about maybe 20 or 30 seconds in case that's something that you're interested in. The eastern bluebird is one of North America's most beloved backyard birds. One surprising fact is that bluebirds aren't actually blue. Their feathers don't contain a blue pigment, and the blue jay is the same way. Instead, the feather structure scatters the light when it hits the feathers, creating a bright blue color that we see. And it's not like a deep blue like a blue jay, it's kind of like a powder blue. But it's neat that if you take a blue jay feather, or you take a feather from a bluebird and you just hold it directly up to white light, it actually looks brown. But the way the light hits it and it scatters and it reflects off of them, it gives them that really, really awesome blue color that we like. Eastern bluebirds are excellent insect hunters. They often perch on a fence or a post or a branch, watching the ground below before swooping down to catch beetles, caterpillars, grasshoppers, crickets, and spiders. In winter, they rely more on berries and other fruits. Bluebirds cannot make their own nesting cavities. They depend on natural holes in trees, abandoned woodpecker cavities, or nest boxes provided by people. Their story is one of conservation success. Bluebird populations once declined because of habitat loss and competition from invasive species such as house sparrows and European starlings, as we mentioned earlier. Thanks to nest box programs and dedicated volunteers, bluebird numbers have rebounded across much of their range. A pair of bluebirds can raise 2 broods each year, and sometimes even 3 if it's a favorable season. Each nest typically contains 3 to 7 eggs, which are usually a beautiful pale blue color, although some females will lay white eggs from time to time. Bluebirds are known for their soft, cheerful songs and gentle nature. And I pause again so that I might be able to play a couple excerpts of what a blue jay might sound like. Pretty cool, huh? Now, continuing on. On cold winter nights, several bluebirds may gather inside the same cavity or nest box to share body heat and survive freezing temperatures. Seeing that flash of blue along a fence line or an open field is more than just spotting a beautiful bird. It's a reminder that when people give nature a helping hand, wildlife can make an amazing comeback. Male and female bluebirds look very similar at first glance, unlike some of the other birds that I've featured in a couple of past videos where the males are very colorful and the females tend to look more muted and look like the color of their nest. But there are a few ways to tell them apart. The male is usually more colorful with bright blue feathers and a richer rusty orange chest. The female has a blue-gray coloring and a paler breast. Their behaviors are slightly different too. The female does most of the nest building and incubates the eggs, while the male helps protect the nesting area and often brings food to his mate. Once the eggs hatch, both parents work together to feed and care for their young, making bluebirds one of nature's great parenting teams. So I learned a little bit doing some research for this part, and I just thought it would be an interesting segment. Some of the pictures that I featured in this video, some I had found online, but some I had taken myself at our former house. And we used to buy mealworms in a bag. Of course, they're not living or anything, but it seemed like the bluebirds really went for those. And so if you're thinking about including that in what you put out at the bird feeder, that's a good idea. Just scatter them right out with some of the other stuff that you're putting out. Maybe put them in little piles. We actually had this kind of like outside ornament thing. It was like a bowl, and it had a stem and a base, and we would just put sand in that, and then we would sprinkle the mealworms up on top, and then they would just perch right on the edge of that. And I think one of the pictures that I'm putting in this video would have that. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about the bluebird. Maybe you'll see one this year. Keep an eye out, and then possibly put out a nest box and start putting out mealworms, and you'll see them. As for the starlings, I don't think there's much that we can do for them now. But I also wanted to feature this one little segment that I found on TikTok. And I used to pretty much hate the European starlings because of kind of what they do and how they, raid the bird feeder, and they put competition on our local birds. But they actually can sing pretty well. And in this video clip, here, you can see that you know, they're pretty trainable. They can sing good, and they even have a nice iridescent shine on their feathers. That's kind of neat too. So it's not all bad, but I don't think that we're going to be getting rid of. There's just way too many now. I didn't get to research how many there is, but you know, pretty much anywhere you go, you see European starlings. So you've been outside with Sean. Hope you've enjoyed the segment, and look forward to seeing you again.
Nice bird. What you doing, bird? Nice bird. Basket.